Hi everybody, I'm Tiffany with Voices for Independence Fitness and Activities, and I am here to share another fun recipe with you. I'm continuing my series on cooking across America, and today we are stopping in the far northwest, and we are in Oregon. So Oregon is known for its beautiful weather, wonderful hiking trails, and beautiful forestry, and it comes right by the coast where lots of people love to live. Portland's a super popular city. It's in one of the top 5 places to live in the United States. And it also has really fun food. This one's not so much of a recipe, but of a chain that became super popular, and now it's starting to spread across the United States. It is an attraction when you go to the Portland area, and everyone has to stop there. The place is VooDoo Donuts. So VooDoo Donuts is this really cool donut shop that was created by 2 friends back in 2003. They realized that in the whole city of Portland, there wasn't a donut shop. So they wanted to add something fun and inventive and artsy in the area. So they opened a donut shop that had really fun activities. Not only did they serve funky flavors of donuts, but they also had lots of arts running through their building. They had live music on the roof, and they had Swahili lessons during the week, and other really fun and intriguing things happen at VooDoo Donuts. Since then, they have moved into Texas and 8 other areas as well. They have 8 shops open across the United States. And today what we're going to do, we're not technically recreating the VooDoo donut, but they had really fun toppings for their donuts. Let me see if I can find some of their fun flavors. For instance, they have one that is, they have a chocolate donut dust. This is called Ring of Fire. They have a chocolate donut dusted in cinnamon sugar, cayenne pepper, and topped with dried red chilies. They have another one that is a chocolate donut with chocolate frosting and cocoa puffs called Triple Chocolate. And they have, what else? They have really cool ideas outside the box. They always put really fun things on their donuts, and their most favorite one is their one that is in the shape of a voodoo doll with a pretzel knife sticking out of it. They have 8 Mile, which is kind of a fun play on Eminem, the musician. It's a plain donut with vanilla frosting and mini M&M. So they're cool and inventive ideas. So I decided that we are going to create our own VooDoo donuts with fun, funky toppings. So today what I did was I had just purchased some plain donuts at the local grocery. There's just a couple chocolate and mostly just vanilla flavored donuts. There's no glaze, no frosting, no anything. So we are going to create that ourselves. I'm going to do a vanilla glaze for these and do some funky toppings on them. Nothing as crazy as their cayenne pepper one. So what I did first to create the icing, I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of milk to this. This is a simple icing recipe. It can be used for donuts or bundt cakes or anything that you need iced. Whoops, a little too much there. We'll just do a little less on my 2nd tablespoon. So we have 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and then we're going to slowly add in 2 cups of powdered sugar. That's all there is to creating a vanilla glaze. It's super simple. If you do have a sifter and want to take the time, you can sift in your powdered sugar. It will help alleviate some of those clumps. Powdered sugar likes to clump up a little bit, but that's why they say sift it. It helps avoid that. I'm using a whisk and attempt to try and avoid it as well, because I didn't want to get my sifter out, if you need to know the truth, folks. All right, so I'm just going to whisk this up really well, and that's all there is to it, to creating the glaze. And then all you have to do next is I'm going to add a touch more milk to mine. Mine's a little bit stiff. I want to be able to dunk my donut tops in here, and so I want my glaze a little bit thinner. Do as you like. If you just want a really thin icing, you can add a lot more milk. Or if you want a thicker one, you can stop now. This is more almost like a shiny frosting texture. I just want mine a little thinner so I can easily top mine. And then you just have to pick out fun flavors. So I just went through the cupboards. You know I have a sweet tooth, so that's why I avoid the cayenne pepper ones. But I found some fun things in the cupboard at our house that aren't getting eaten. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Things that I don't typically eat, but are in the house. So let me get a plate down because I need to have one for our finished piece of work. I'm gonna close up the laptop. We don't need stuff on that. Okay, so I have some fun toppings. I thought I would attempt the triple chocolate one they had. I don't have Cocoa Puff cereal, but I do have Reese Puffs. It's a fan favorite in our house, minus me. I don't really care for them. They have a weird texture in my opinion, but they could be a fun topping. So I put some in a bowl. So all we're gonna do, and I'm going to use one of my chocolate cakes, donut cakes here. And I'm just going to take it, and then I believe this is more of the top. We're gonna dip it in and swirl it around a little. Be gentle. Some of your donut cakes can be soft. We don't want it to crumble. Let the excess drip off. And then we're gonna flip it over. Easy as pie. And then I'm going to add some of my fun toppings. So this one is going to have the Reese Puff cereal on it. So that's a fun topping. If you want, you can drizzle some peanut butter over top of that. And then just stick them right on there with your vanilla icing. As long as you keep it semi-thick, it will hold up on your heavier pieces like our Cocoa Puffs. Again, some of them will start to fall off, but as it dries, it will secure them. All right, so there's a fun one. So I'm gonna set that in my done box. Let me get that. And these lovely creations, I think I'll take into our North Voices office today when I stop in a little later to get some supplies. Let's make another. This is kind of fun, folks. I highly recommend this project, this recipe. All right, so now I'm going to make my fruity, it's like Fruity Pebbles, a generic version of Fruity Pebbles. Looks delicious, once again. Wouldn't choose it, but might be great on a donut. So again, swirl your donut top around. Slightly shake it off very carefully. You don't want to crush the donut cake part. And then we're gonna dip it right into our next topping. And get it in there. Make sure you get all those Fruity Pebbles to stick right on top of that donut. Looks beautiful. The presentation of these donuts is amazing. I think that's one of the main attractions of this fun donut shop is that they have such cool looking donuts. Now, I also had, now we're gonna get a little crazier. I had some York peppermint patties left over from a cookie recipe we did a while ago. So I think I'm gonna make a chocolate peppermint one. So I'm taking, again, super simple process. Be careful though that you don't crush your donuts. As the frosting settles, it gets a little thicker, so you don't want to get your donut stuck in there. It could break. All right, so next I'm going to hand place my cut up York peppermint patty on this donut. It'll be easier than dipping it. I sliced it up into little bits. So that was an easy process as well. York peppermint patties cut up very easily. And I put it right on the donut. So it looks delicious. And that one is done. So this is a really fun project, folks. There's endless combinations that you can do. I'm gonna go ahead and keep playing here. If you don't have a lot of toppings on there, you want more flavorful, you can even add some vanilla to your glaze here to add a little bit of flavoring. I'm gonna add vanilla. You can add other flavors as well. You can separate your icing out and make fun flavors that match your toppings. I'm just gonna add a little vanilla for some pizzazz. And then I am gonna keep going. I think I'm gonna do a peanut butter drizzle one, maybe one with some crushed Oreos. I'm gonna search my cupboards and see what else I can find. These are gonna be great. I hope the North office enjoys them, and maybe I'll make them again and have them brought down to the South. I hope everyone enjoyed this recipe as we cook across America, and I will be back with another recipe, stopping in another state later today. Thanks for joining me.